Hello. This week I've left Cornwall and travelled by train to Cambridgeshire to spend some time with friends. I used to live in Cambridgeshire and I go back once a year to visit people. These are a few scenes from my train trip. I'm living on my friend's farm for the week. They pick me up from the train station and lend me a car. This is one of my favourite spots in Cambridgeshire, their back garden. Everyone kind of gets on with their own thing, so I have lots of time just to wander around on my own and chill out. This is Blitz the dog, who always lives in hope of you throwing a stick. So this is all of the art stuff that I brought with me. I've got my JustGoSketching basic bag and board, but I've got a few additions as well. So I bought an additional pouch that fits onto my JustGoSketching bag for some more bulky stuff, because I find that when you've got a sketch pad and your board in there, once you've got a few pens and pencils, there's not really much room for fatter stuff. And this is military MOLLE compartments. So MOLLE, spelled M-O-L-L-E. It's all just kind of modular storage, and it's got similar kind of attachment clips for it. So I've got the small storage one, and then I've got this water bottle attachment as well. I've got one sketch pad in here, but I've also bought 2 other pads for the trip. So I've just got my cheapy, really rough Art Creation sketch pad, and then I've bought some hot press Hong watercolour paper. And let me show you what's in this one. So in the pocket here, I've got my JustGoSketching board and an A5 Seawhites watercolour notebook. And in the zip pocket at the back, I've got some Caran Neocolor 2s in landscapey colours. So I've got some Caran Luminance pencils, some Derwent Lightfast pencils, again all in landscapey colours. I've got a mechanical pencil, I've got waterproof black ink fountain pen, Caran water brush. This is a white acrylic paint pen, spare erasers for my mechanical pencil. I've got an Escoda Ultimo travel brush, a thinner black waterproof pen. I've got a number 6 silver black velvet travel brush. Yeah, and a couple of coloured pencils. And then in my new little section, I've got my paints and stuff. So I've got reusable paper towel, headphones, and I've got a few little paint palettes here. Water pot, my board clips, pencil sharpener in a bag to collect the shavings, an eraser and some washi tape. So I've just got my standard travel watercolour palette that I've been mainly using, and then I've got this little nomadic artist palette, which I've got granulating colours in. But then, because I've had some new watercolours more recently, including some core watercolours, and I got a couple of new Schmincke Supergranulating watercolours. Yesterday morning I decided to fill this up. So this is a little mini travel palette, and I just put in I suppose you could call this a mini greens palette. I've got quite a few pre-mixed greens, and then I've got I bunged in a couple of extra yellows and blue, just so I can do a bit of mixing So I think today I'll probably start off with swatching this out and having a little play with this mini palette that I've put together. It hadn't dried out at all when I chucked it in my bag to go and catch the train, so I'm glad they've not leaked more than they have. And I've got a blitz down here anxiously waiting for me to throw a stick. Here we go. I didn't end up getting much more done that day. I ended up going to a farm auction with my friend instead. This is the farm later that evening. The next morning I get round to swatching out my hastily put together new mini palette. So here's my finished colour wheel. The names written in white are the original paint colours and the rest are all mixes. So actually it turned out not to be too bad of a mixing palette as well. And here's Anya, and we've been doing colour theory as well. And she's learning all about the colour wheel. That's so cool. Next I did a basic pencil sketch of the house and garden in my Seawhites watercolour travel journal. And then added some loose watercolour. A little ladybird visitor. Thanks ever so much for joining me. I hope you have a good week. Bye.